Hi, guys, and welcome on into another episode of Getting Well with Terry, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. We have a bunch of games, so we will jump right into it here and start the show as we usually do, and that's taking a look at what happened yesterday in the NHL. Chicago and Florida. The Blackhawks had the lead for most of the game. It looked like they were possibly going to win that game. Florida came storming back and got the victory in overtime. The Flames dominated the Ducks for pretty much the entire game, but Anaheim won 3-1. This Flames team just continues to find ways to lose games, and that hurts them once again. Looking at the standings, absolutely nothing changed here in the Metropolitan. Carolina, New Jersey, New York Rangers. Everything's the same in the Atlantic as well. Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay. When it comes to the wild card spots, Islanders, Pittsburgh still have their top two spots. Florida, with their win, gets a little bit closer here. Ottawa with 70, Washington with 69, Sabres with 68, Detroit with 67, and then the bottom feeders of the Eastern Conference. Looking at the West, Central, exactly the same as yesterday. Dallas, Minnesota, Colorado. Pacific, exactly the same as yesterday. Vegas, LA, tied for first. Seattle in third. Wildcard spot, exactly the same. Edmonton in first. Winnipeg in second. Calgary, with their loss, fails to catch up. Fails to gain any catch up towards Winnipeg. Nashville, next, St. Louis, and then the bottom feeders of the Western Conference. We will begin jumping into Detroit and Boston. Hey, Terry, so much to bet today. Yes, there is. There is for sure. And I'm dabbling into the spring training. I am betting on the Blue Jays today against Baltimore. I have their money line in a parlay. That's basically they're minus 210. So if you want to bet the Blue Jays today, you have to put their money line in a parlay. But I think it's a great parlay piece. I think Baltimore gets smashed. Bassett and mostly the former Jays, or not former Jays, mostly the full lineup for the Jays, basically without Vladdy. Good day, Terry. Good day to you, Brian. What's up, Terry? I smashed a like. Thanks, Richie. You always do. Turnsy coming in saying Red Wings money line. It's definitely an attractive price. I will say that. But here we are, Detroit plus 270 to plus 325. Boston minus 345 to minus 425. Sixes and 6.5s here. Detroit 1-5-1 in their last 7. Seem to, I'm not going to say given up, but their hot run was just a little bit of a hot run, and it shows what's going to happen in the future. Detroit in the future is going to be a very good team, but they're still a year or two away. This Boston team, 10-1 in their last 11, off a loss to Edmonton, where the Oilers came storming back. Boston 14-2 in the last 16 home games against Detroit. The last 4 wins were all by 3 or more goals. So this tends to be a big Boston win. Detroit, 18th in goals for, 26th in goals against. They have a good road power play though at fifth in the league. But Boston, as you would expect, 3rd best home goals for, 1st in goals against, 9th in home power play, and 2nd in home penalty kill. So Boston pretty much has the edge in all categories here over the Red Wings. But if you look at the price of Boston, I'm not touching the side here. Dmitry Orlov to get an assist at plus 130. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. And also David Krejci to get an assist, which he's done in 3 straight games, which is plus 122. So 2 plus money props for the Boston Bruins. But other than that, not much to be done in this game. You could do Boston money line in a parlay, but if Turnsy is right and the Red Wings win, then why did you put up minus 400 in a parlay? That'll be my only thought. But I think Boston does win this game. I took a leap and took the Jays on the run line. Yeah, certain books have it, some books don't. But yeah, I'll be money line parlaying the Jays today. Best bet, you are ready to go. I don't even have my best bet in, Captain Brian, so you are ready to go. And you are going to go with Boston money line plus LA money line. It is that kind of day where it's a parlay day. I'm thinking for my best bet, it's probably going to be a 2-team parlay as well, because it feels like that kind of day. But we'll move on along to the next game here, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, the Battle of Pennsylvania. We have Philadelphia plus 200 to plus 243. Pittsburgh Penguins minus 253 to minus 280 or 294. 6.5s right across the board in this one. And this might be a little bit of a surprising pick, but I'm taking the draw. I'm taking the draw in this one, which is plus 420 for the draw, which at FanDuel, plus 420. Reason I'm doing that, Pittsburgh has gone to overtime in their last 3 games. 5 of their last 9 games, they've gone to overtime. When these two teams have faced each other in Pittsburgh, 3 of the last 4 meetings went to overtime. 4 of the last 7 meetings went to overtime. So for some reason, we get overtime with Pittsburgh lately. We get overtime when these two teams face each other. Pittsburgh 6-1-1 in the last 8 at home against Philadelphia. Most of those games have trended over. Philadelphia, obviously, 30th in goals for, dead last in road power play, second to dead last in road penalty kill. The Penguins have the 6th best home power play. So I am targeting Evgeny Malkin, who is the power play leader for the Penguins, to get a power play point at plus 112. Malkin to get an assist at minus 104. And the hottest player for the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, former Minnesota Wild, Jason Zucker, who has a goal in 5 of his last 6 games, plus 210 anytime goal for Zucker. That Zucker goal, Malkin assist go hand in hand together. The draw, and then Malkin power play point in this one. Tip it anytime goal. I didn't really look too much at Philadelphia, but yeah. I'm not a Flyers fan, but I can see Flyers plus 1.5. Yes, I like the draw, and Flyers plus 1.5. You're looking at plus money. Obviously, the draw is plus 420, so a lot more plus money. But if you wanted to be a little bit safer, yeah, plus money with Philly plus 1.5. I do like that. One more thing to mention: Sidney Crosby loves playing Philadelphia. In pretty much his entire career, he has 121 points in 81 games played against Philadelphia. So this will be his 82nd, so basically a full NHL season. This will be his 82nd game of his career against the Philadelphia Flyers. Obviously, you'd have to take him over 1.5 points, or you could take him to get an assist. I'm not sure on the price on that. Let's take a look, actually. Because that is mostly what Sidney Crosby does anyway, is get an assist. See, yeah, you're looking at minus 125. So minus 114 if you have a bet 99. But yeah, a little bit out of my price range. I'll stick with my other props that I got going. Moving on along to this one here, we have the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. New York minus 142 to minus 170, minus 182. Buffalo plus 140 to plus 150. 6.5s right across the board. You're looking at mostly minus 130 for the over. There is a couple minus 125s for the over 6.5 in this one. It's hard not to trend towards an over with the Buffalo Sabres. 5 of their last 7 games, over 6.5. New York Rangers, 4 of their last 6 games, over 6.5. The issue is past history. When New York comes to Buffalo, 6-2-1 in their last 9, which isn't too surprising. But 8 of the last 9 games have gone under 5.5. So for some reason, when these two teams face each other in Buffalo, we get very low scoring games. 5 of the last 9 went to overtime. So this isn't a spot where I want to look at the Rangers on the puck line. And this isn't really a spot where I want to take the over either. While this game very well could go over with how both teams are playing, I can't get really involved there. But kind of like what we have with Pittsburgh, the Buffalo Sabres have the worst home penalty kill in the NHL, and the Rangers have the third best road power play in the NHL. So I went with Artemi Panarin to get a power play point, plus 112. Panarin has been on fire as of late, and then I did sprinkle as well on Alexis Lafreniere for New York Rangers anytime goal as well for plus 390. He has a goal in 3 of his last 5 games, so plus 390 is a great price on Alexis Lafreniere. Ziegler likes Bertuzzi anytime goal. Oh, yeah, facing his former team. I did not even think about that. That is a great look for sure. And I'm on Krejci to get a point, Krejci get an assist, who plays on that line with Bertuzzi and Pastrnak. So I hope that cashes for you. Bertuzzi is great angle. Yes, anytime goal. I didn't even think about it. Very nice. Thanks for mentioning it, Ziegler. Thank you. Lafreniere, a good look. Yes, at that price, plus 390. He's been scoring lately, so I do like him. And he's on the top power play now for the Rangers, which is huge as well. So plus 390 to score, and he's on the top power play against the worst home penalty kill in the league. So keep that in mind. Moving on along to the next one here, we have lots of games today. We have Arizona Coyotes and the Colorado Avalanche. Arizona, you're looking at plus 320 to plus 387. Colorado, minus 400 to minus 450. 6.5s right across the board in this one. I was very tempted on Arizona, plus 2.5, plus 1.5, plus money. Colorado has won one of their last 5 games. So after their really hot streak, Colorado has kind of cooled off in their last few games, and their issue has been stopping the puck. Yes, there was a shutout in there, but for Georgiev. But other than that, it's been 7 goals, 5 goals. They're having issues stopping the puck. I'm taking the over in this one. Colorado, like I said, having issues stopping the puck. Arizona, their defense is awful. They leave their goaltenders out to dry constantly. This is an over spot for me. Lean with Arizona on the plus 1.5, plus 2.5, but I'm taking the over 6.5 in this one. Props, they're both Colorado props. So again, kind of like the other day, I'm not scared to take props for the other side of when I'm honest, but I'm not even on Arizona. But I lean with them. Nichushkin over half an assist at plus 116. He has an assist in 6 of his last 7 games. He obviously plays with Nathan MacKinnon, and MacKinnon has a goal in 11 of his last 13 games. It has been crazy what MacKinnon has done, and he is plus 110 to get a goal. Obviously, shop your lines. At some books, it is like minus 120 for him to get a goal. I wouldn't play that, but I would play it at plus 110. And then, as I said, I'm on the over 6.5. I like goals in this one. Moving on along to this game, we have St. Louis minus 119 to minus 135. Columbus plus 105 to plus 115. 6.5s right across the board here. Originally, I wanted to take the over, and I kind of still do lean to the over. Michael Hutchinson will make his first start with Columbus in net. And while I do like the over, I don't trust either of these teams. I was on the over with St. Louis and San Jose. That finished 4-2. It would not be surprise me if we get a 5-1 type of game here, and the over doesn't cash. So with 15 games on the slate, and I have a ton of plays, don't have to bet every game. I lean with the over here, but I'm not pulling the trigger in this one. Looking at player props in this game, it's tough. The guy I want to take, Buchnevich, 1.5 points. And his assist prop, he has an assist to 5 of his last 7, but the assist prop is out of my price range. Patrick Laine is the hottest player for Columbus right now. He has goals in 3 straight games. So if I was going to go anywhere, it would be with Patrick Laine, but I'm ultimately staying off this game here. Pass. Yeah. You don't have to bet every game. Pass at the moment. Yeah. Only thing for me, like I said, would be Laine goal. Blues should win, but they're the most streaky team. I can see the Jackets winning. I'm not betting. Yeah, I kind of lean with them as well, but I don't want to have to rely on Michael Hutchinson. So ultimately, a good pass game. Moving on along here, we have the Chicago Blackhawks at plus 310 to plus 400. Tampa Bay minus 435 to minus 520. 6.5s right across the board in this one. If you think I'm laying minus 500 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, you are sorely mistaken. They have not been playing good hockey recently. They've won 1 of their last 7 games. Now, this is a perfect opponent to face Chicago Blackhawks on the second night of a back-to-back, who are playing back-to-back in Florida, which is definitely a tough back-to-back to do. So that is on Tampa Bay's side. But I just don't like what I've seen from Tampa Bay. Obviously, they've dominated Chicago 9-1 in the last 10. They've covered minus 2.5 in 4 of their last 5 games against Chicago. So these are normally not very close games. I'm not getting involved except for a player prop in this one. Braden Point, anytime goal, plus 104. That's basically all I could do in this game. I would not, even though Tampa Bay could very well smash Chicago here, I would be careful with, if you are parlaying and trying to add Tampa Bay in, I would just go to a different game. This is just not a really good spot here. Helipuck will start today. Okay. Just checking to see what notifications that were. Minus 500. Yes, minus 500 when they've won 1 of their last 7 games. And they're minus 500. Hawks plus 2.5. I got it for minus 115. Yeah. It'll be Brian Elliott in net for Tampa Bay as well. So I lean with the over here in this one, but didn't end up pulling the trigger. Radish anytime goal. I believe he plays for Chicago. Best of luck, Richie. There should be goals on either side. Morning, Terry. 1 play for today. Wild to win by exactly 1 goal. Plus 650. Wow. That's great value. Amazing value. Plus 650. I like that. Blackhawks plus 395 and team total over 2.5. Yeah. In reg. Okay, in reg. Okay. That kind of it's still great value. I still like it. We'll move on along here to the next game. Edmonton and Toronto. Edmonton Oilers plus 100 to plus 118. Toronto Maple Leafs minus 112 to minus 133. 7s. We have a couple 6.5s in this one here. These 2 teams just faced each other in Edmonton a few games ago. Edmonton won 4-1 in their last 5. Toronto 5-2 in their last 7. The Oilers 3-2-1 in their last 6 trips to Toronto here. Edmonton, the number 1 goals for on the road. Toronto, number 9. Toronto 4th in goals against at home. Edmonton 19th on the road. Edmonton, the best road power play. Toronto, the third best home power play. So I will not be surprised to see the power plays get involved here. Obviously, that's why we have a 7. And I'm taking the Oilers, taking the underdog Oilers here. I just like what I've seen from them lately. McDavid hasn't really been a factor the last game, at least, and they still won against Boston Bruins, of all teams. This could be a possible letdown spot for Edmonton after the win against Boston, but I'm not really going to buy into that too much. The Oilers have their eyes on the prize here. They've been playing well. I'll back them here at plus money in this one. And surprisingly, no props. I'm not getting to any props here. Edmonton players are always extremely overpriced. And it's just, there's nobody that's really like, obviously you can go with McDavid. Like there's so many guys you could go with, but there's nobody that's really stands out for me to bet. Oilers money line and under 7. Yeah, I like Oilers money line on a Saturday night here. I'm not going to get involved with the over or not get involved with the total in that one. Moving on along here, New Jersey, Montreal. It would be a letdown spot if there wasn't Matthews versus McDavid. Yeah, exactly. New Jersey minus 255 to minus 295. Montreal plus 200 to plus 235. 6.5s right across the board in this one here. And first of all, I'll start off with I'm going right back to the 2-teamer that I bet a couple days ago that cashed at plus 195. And that is Dawson Mercer to get a point, parlayed with Brent Burns from Carolina to get a point. Today, it's plus 167 at DraftKings. Dawson Mercer, the books have finally caught up to him. It's taken a while, but finally his point prop is minus 155 to minus 175 instead of being plus money for how long it's been. So the books have, and it is in Montreal. The Devils are a big favorite here, so that does make sense. The Devils, the second best goals for on the road, 6th best goals against. Montreal, 25th goals for, 27th goals against, dead last power play, and the 27th ranked home penalty kill. So as expected, Montreal, bottom of the stats there. New Jersey have won their last 6 trips to Montreal. Their last 3 games in Montreal, 5-1 win, 7-1 win, and a 6-4 win. Give me the over 6.5 here. The Devils have gone over in 7 of their last 8 games. Montreal has lost 5 in a row, but their last 3 losses were all 4-3 losses. So they are scoring goals and staying competitive in a game. They're just not able to win. And I see that. I would not be surprised if we get a 4-3 New Jersey win here. That would not surprise me one bit. I lean towards New Jersey. Obviously, you'd have to do it with a money line parlay because I'm not taking the Devils on the puck line, but I do like the over. Lean with Devils money line. Dawson Mercer props. You just got to keep going with that. Oilers money line plus McDavid no goal plus 285. You do love your McDavid no goals, don't you, Tim? New Jersey on upset alert. Lean Habs. Yeah, I disagree. New Jersey, what the best team on the road. If this was in New Jersey, I'd be more willing to look at that. But the Devils are just amazing on the road. Dominated Montreal for a long time in Montreal, so I see that continuing here in this one. Move on along to the next game, Vegas and Carolina Hurricanes. Vegas Golden Knights plus 170 to plus 193. Carolina minus 200 to minus 222. 6s, I see a 5.5, and I see a 6.5 as well here in this one. Why? Why is Vegas plus 175 to plus 193? I get it. This is Carolina at home, one of the best teams in the league, the Hurricanes. But the price just doesn't make sense to me. Vegas 4-1 in their last 5, 18-7-5 on the road, 2-1-1 in their 4 trips to Carolina since they joined the NHL. 3 of the 4 games went over. Both these teams are trending towards the over as of late. It is at a 6, so I would like that. Both teams 8th in goals for. Vegas on the road, Carolina at home. Carolina 3rd in goals against. Vegas 7th. Power play numbers pretty similar. Penalty kill. Special teams stats pretty similar. So these teams are pretty similar. Yet one of them is plus 193, plus 175. I'm on Vegas money line here. It's just the price. Could Carolina win this game? Absolutely. Will I be super upset if Vegas loses? No. Do I want them to win? Heck yeah. This is a big underdog price, but it's a price play for me. It's priced incorrectly here. So I like Vegas. When you're looking at a Vegas player, Shea Theodore to get a point. He has done that in 10 of his last 12 games, and he is plus 105 to get a point for Shea Theodore. So I kind of somewhat trend towards the over here with both teams going over as of late. So I do like Shea Theodore. And as I said, Brent Burns, a good parlay piece to get a point. He's done it in 16 of his last 19 games. The 1-0 win Carolina had in their last game, Burns got a point. So that's what you can rely on here for this one. Best bet for AJ's is going to be LA in regulation. Plus 110. Awesome. We will get to that game very shortly. Vegas team total over 2.5. I like that. And over 6. Yeah, I lean that way. Supness. How's it going, Lex? Vegas goal night upset alert. 1 goal game. Yeah, I agree. Shea Theodore. Yeah. Obviously a defenseman, and he plays on the second pair for Vegas, but a point in 10 of his last 12, plus money to get a point. That's basically all that has to be said about that one. Moving on along here, we have the Winnipeg Jets and the Florida Panthers. Winnipeg plus 105 to plus 122. Florida Panthers minus 126 to minus 138. 6.5s right across the board. Obviously, I follow the Western Conference very, very closely. And I was kind of rooting there for Calgary to kind of miss the playoffs here and kind of fall off. However, that's changed with a certain event that happened in Winnipeg's last game when Logan Stanley injured Kaprizov, who will be out 3 to 4 weeks. I now want this Winnipeg Jets team to miss the playoffs. And the way they've been playing lately, that's very possible. Although Calgary or Nashville is going to have to pick up some wins here. But coming into this game, from a non-biased perspective, Winnipeg plus 105 to plus 122. Florida minus 126 to minus 138. 6.5s across the board here. Winnipeg's won 1 of their last 8 games. They've been trending to the under 6.5 in 5 of their last 8. Florida has gone under 5.5 in 5 of their last 6, obviously not including last night. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. This Florida team is playing better than Winnipeg is right now. However, Florida is on the second night of a back-to-back. Not sure who will be in net here for Florida, if they'll go with Bobrovsky in the back-to-back or if they'll go with Alex Lyon. But Florida, 5th best goals for at home. Winnipeg is 19th on the road. But Winnipeg has the edge in special teams with the 7th best road power play, 2nd best road penalty kill. So not a good exact spot here for Florida. Florida has got the 28th home penalty kill. So if you do want to back Winnipeg in some fashion, I think power play props would be the way to go. But in this game, I have one bet. And if you watched yesterday's show, Eetu Luostarinen to get a point is plus 110 today. He got a goal and assist, cashed my best bet yesterday. I'm going right back to it here, this time at plus money. Plus 110, Eetu Luostarinen to get a point in this one. Jets plus 120. I hope you lose, Nick. I hope you lose. I'm very much against this Jets team going forward now. They are my new enemy number one. Washington Capitals, New York Islanders, Washington plus 105 to plus 118. New York Islanders minus 130 to minus 125 to minus 135 here in this one. Washington 3-2-1 in their last 6 games. Islanders 7-2-1 in their last 10. Washington trending towards the over. Islanders trending towards the under. When we look at previous matchups here, Washington has won 4 of their last 5 in New York. So they've had success in New York. Islanders, really good goals against at home, number 2. Best home penalty kill, but second worst home power play and 24th in goals for at home. So the Islanders obviously struggle to score, but that's not news to anybody. And I'm not getting involved in this game. I'm not taking the Islanders at minus 130. Washington's had success against them lately. But I think Islanders are the more motivated team with the playoff spot on the line. So ultimately going to stay off this game. Don't have to bet every game. Can both teams lose? Asking for a friend. Sadly not, Tim. Sadly not. Riding the wagon. Islanders, I wouldn't really call it a wagon, but Islanders money line at over 5.5. All right. Best of luck, Nicholas. Dallas Stars, Seattle Kraken. One of my favorite games of the night. Dallas minus 119 to minus 133. Seattle Kraken plus 100 to plus 112. Sixes, couple 6.5s available here. Dallas 5-1-1 in their last 7. Seattle 5-1 in their last 6. Both these teams are playing really good hockey right now. Dallas 2-1 in the 3 games they've had against Seattle. However, they did lose their only trip to Seattle last year. Both teams trending towards the over. Dallas, 6 of their last 8 have gone over 6.5. Seattle, 4 of their last 6 have gone over 6.5. Yes, Dallas has been more known as an under team for most of the year. And that's why we're getting a 6 here because of what Dallas has been doing for most of the year. But most of the year and right now are 2 completely different things. 6 of their last 8 games have gone over 6.5. I don't think this should be a 6. I think this should be a 6.5. I'm on the over 6, and I'm also taking Dallas on the road. Kraken, not a team that I really love to fade that often. They're a team that I kind of try to look to back, especially as an underdog. But they play so much better on the road than at home. And when looking at Dallas's stats, 9th in goals for on the road, number 1 in goals against on the road, number 2 in road power play, and number 4 in road penalty kill. This Dallas team is top 10 in the main stats here on the road. So I think we're getting a great price with the Dallas Stars. So I am taking the Dallas Stars here in this one. And I've got props on both sides. Wyatt Johnston over half a point at plus 110, which is absolutely insane. He has done that in 6 of his last 7 games. And it's just to get a point. So you don't need an assist. You don't need a goal, just either one. You don't need a specific. Jared McCann to score, plus 172. He's done that in 5 of his last 6 games. Again, plus 172 is a very nice price. I think that's priced incorrectly. Vince Dunn to get an assist, which he's done in 7 of his last 8 games. That is plus 108. Again, priced incorrectly. And then Rope Hintz, anytime goal, plus 155. He's done that in 6 of his last 7 games. So these 4 props here for Dallas and Seattle, I think are priced incorrectly. These 4 plus money plays that I'm on the over and I'm on Dallas. I'll be watching this game until the wild game comes on, but this game will be heavily one of my focuses tonight because I really like it a lot. So, Dylan Strome anytime goal and Anders Lee anytime goal for the Washington and New York Islanders game. Yes, best of luck. Hintz and Ben anytime goal. That's what got Richie right back into the best bet standings race. Stars win both games. All right. Stars money line. Dallas has been dominating as of late. They probably win the Central. Crying. Well, yeah. I wish I could say Minnesota is going to win the division, but if they do, it's going to be spectacular without Kaprizov for most of the time. So we'll see what happens. Unless the not to be named guy takes us, Terry. Yeah, I mean Richie talked about a certain thing that goes on, but Richie's kept his eye on certain things, and there's a certain person that when they start to take a certain bet, we seem to lose for some reason. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what happens. But Robertson going again, yes, on that top line. You have to take him over 1.5 points if you're going points wise. So books overprice him. That's why I'm happy to take Rope Hintz. Or even you could look at Joe Pavelski also, probably to get an assist or something because he's been doing that as of late. But I like the 4 props that I gave. Moving on along, Ottawa Senators and Vancouver Canucks. Ottawa -120 to -133. Vancouver +100 to +114. 6.5. I do see a 7 here in this game. Ottawa's won 6 of their last 7 games, gone over in 6 of their last 7 games. Vancouver 6-2-1 in their last 9, playing much better hockey as of late. You think they'd be wanting to tank for Bedard, hometown kid who wants to go there, but Vancouver has not been doing that as of late. They've been winning games. Thatcher Demko is a reason for that. He has definitely bounced back since his injury. When looking at what happens when Ottawa comes to Vancouver, the Canucks 6-1-1 in the last 8 meetings. The last 4 meetings between the teams have gone over 6.5. But I'm not taking -135 for the over here. Well, I do expect goals. And I would like to take Ottawa, but I don't like the way. Well, it's not that I don't like the way Vancouver's playing. I don't like going against Vancouver with how they're playing right now. So this game is ultimately a pass. Lean with the Senators on the money line, but I don't know. Vancouver's dominated them, and as we've seen lately, these past history stats can definitely be right in certain spots. I would not be surprised if Vancouver wins this game. Senators money line. Stützle, Giroux, anytime goal. Yes, they've both been hot, but I don't know. I don't really like props. I don't really like anything in this game. Sens money line. Best of luck. Pettersson, Kuzmenko, anytime goal. Yeah, basically, if you're going with Vancouver players, those are the 2 you gotta go with. Going to the second last game of the night here, one of the first 2 10:30 p.m. games. Nashville Predators +130 to +150. LA Kings -155 to -175. 6s, couple 6.5s available as well in this one. And this game is extremely tough for me. Nashville 2-2-1 in their last 5, trending towards the under. LA 6-1 in their last 7, playing great hockey right now. 3-2-2 to a total of 6, so 3 overs, 2 unders, 2 pushes. The thing is, though, Nashville 5-2 in their last 7 in LA, 10-3-2 in the last 15 meetings. So Nashville, for whatever reason, plays well in LA. They play very well against the Kings. And I want to take LA. Honestly, for my best bet, I want to do Minnesota money line and LA money line. But I don't know. I'm just having this feeling LA's been rolling lately. Could this be a spot where they lose? It could be. So lean LA, not getting involved there. I am getting involved with Gabriel Filardi, anytime goal, plus 280. He's been scoring a lot for LA, despite being on the third line. 5 of his last 7 games, he has a goal, plus 280 to score in this one. Kings puck line, plus 165. Best of luck. Pass, go Kings, go. All right. Draw in this one? Potentially. Just Nashville's hard for me to figure out. I don't know. Nashville's hard to figure out, and I don't know if we can trust them. That's why I'm not getting involved really in this game, because I don't trust Nashville to win or to lose. I just don't trust them. Best bet, ESB still doesn't condone parlays. He just wants plus money. That's his excuse, but shocking. Nick is going to a parlay for best bet. New York Rangers money line plus Minnesota money line. Plus 153. All right. I like it. But we'll move on to the final game of the night. We have the Minnesota Wild minus 166 to minus 185. San Jose Sharks plus 140 to plus 155. Sixes. I do see 3 5.5s now in this game. This game opened at a 6.5. There were 6.5s right at the open, and I was kind of surprised with that. Looking at what's happened recently, Minnesota 9-0-2 in their last 11, playing a defensive style, but they are getting to overtime. They're winning games, haven't lost in regulation in 11 games in a row. 9 of their last 11 have gone under 5.5. San Jose 1-6-1 in their last 8, not winning very many games, especially at home. They've been trending more towards the over recently. Minnesota 4-2-1 in their last 7 in San Jose. 11 of the last 13 meetings have gone over 6.5. When Minnesota and San Jose face each other, they're very high-scoring games. That's just how it's been for a long time now, which is making me stay off the under. I know Minnesota. Defense, and no Kaprizov. So how could Minnesota possibly score any goals in this one? Well, San Jose is the worst team in the NHL at home in goals against. They do have a good power penalty kill, as does Minnesota. Both teams struggling to score. Minnesota on the road, San Jose at home. So I could see the under here, but I'm not getting involved in the total in this one. We'll be putting Minnesota money line in a parlay. San Jose's beat them twice already this year. I don't see them getting swept, especially without Kaprizov the first game. I think we get a close game. I think it's close. I think like Tim's bet there, the Wild to win by 1. I think that happens. Unless they really fade the injury report and they really come out strong without Kaprizov, and the Sharks have one of their bad games, then maybe Minnesota smacks them. But for me here, obviously I'll have Minnesota money line in a parlay, but I do have one player prop, which is kind of surprising. Marcus Foligno, anytime goal, plus 440. He has a goal in 2 of his last 3 games for the Wild, and he has some confidence right now for the Wild, and confidence can help you. It can really help you, and it's definitely helped him his last few games. Plus 440 is an extremely high price. So give me Marcus the Moose Foligno anytime goal here for the Wild. Spurgeon anytime goal. I could see it. Wild minus 1 and under 6. 4-1 Minnesota. No Kaprizov. No problem. Fade the injury report. I do agree with this, but we'll see. Under. Yeah, Wild have been an under team. We'll see if it continues. We'll take a look at what happened yesterday. For me, E2 Lusterinen got his point. Nick sadly did not get the over 6 in Anaheim, Calgary. East Carolina Pirates was close for Tim at points, but unfortunately did not win. Crystal went with the Red Sox -1.5. Of course, the first team to beat them is the Toronto Blue Jays, so that did not cash. Captain Bry, Yukon, San Diego State. Yukon sadly lost, I think, by 1. Richie went with Texas Rangers first 5 money line, which cashed. Licit went with the Blackhawks +2.5, which cashed. IceX went with the Chicago money line, Calgary -3.5. Unfortunately lost. And Z-Goaler went with Florida -1.5. And Kachuk anytime goal. Let me go here. This tab. Looking at the current standings, Kev_Bets is in first with +1 8.4 units. Richie in second, 1.29. Nick in third with 1.1. Captain Bry in fourth with 0.93. And then a bunch of us just under 2 units here. So still anybody's game, getting somewhat close to halfway through the month here. Looking at today's best bets, nothing for me at this exact second. Captain Bry, Boston money line, LA money line. AJ's is going with LA and Reg. Nick is going with the Rangers money line and Minnesota money line. And I guess I have to decide. You know what? Let's see. Let's see what the odds for this is going to be. I do want to do a 2-team parlay. I don't want to do player props. Okay. And all right, let's see. +112 at DraftKings. Plus, is that what I'm looking at? +112. Oh, +114 at Bet365. All right. My best bet for today is going to be, if I can find the tab to type it in, New Jersey Devils money line plus Minnesota money line, which I just said is +115, I believe. +114. My best bet of the day. Well, that was fun for a couple of days. Yeah, Nick was in first, but hey, you're still up in the green, so you're still right there. Jason Zucker, over 2.5 shots. I was going to say anytime goal, because that's what. But if he's going to score, that means he's going to get some shots. So over 2.5 shots on goal, +120. So I like it. Best bet for Richie. He's going big again. Hintz plus Ben, both anytime goal for Dallas. All right. And that is today's show. So if you are watching after, feel free to put your best bet in the comments below. No show tomorrow. I don't even know how many games I've even looked at tomorrow yet. But we'll be back Monday. If you want to know what I'm on tomorrow or have any questions for me, feel free to follow me at Let's Go Wild Picks on Twitter and then send me a message. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But no show tomorrow. Best of luck to everybody on your bets today. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll be back on Monday for another episode. Getting Wild with Terry. Free NHL picks. Best of luck. Thanks, Richie. Best of luck to you as well. And we'll see you guys. Have a good one.